Dana White says no UFC fighters will compete in new Saudi boxing league. We'll never have that. Don't expect any fighter crossover between the UFC its parent company's incoming boxing promotion. As if there weren't enough UFC 313 news to keep track of this week, UFC CEO Dana White is also busy doing the media rounds to discuss his new boxing venture with Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh. Being MMA fans, the biggest questions we have is how it will affect the UFC product, if at all. Is all this boxing stuff going to start bleeding over into UFC the way Power Slap did for a hot minute? Or are there going to be decent firewalls in place like with WWE so mixed martial arts fans don't have to deal with pro wrestling content? According to White on the Pat McAfee show, there won't be any events with a boxing ring and the UFC octagon side by side, and we won't be seeing a bunch of UFC fighters competing in the new boxing league. No, never, White said. I'm sure there are guys that want to box, but I literally don't want to see any of that. We keep the boxers in the boxing and MMA guys in the MMA. We'll never have that. That's too bad for light heavyweight champ Alex Pereira, who was hoping the partnership between UFC parent company TKO and Al-Sheikh might mean a fight with Alexander Usyk. Who knows, Pereira said during UFC 313 Media Day when asked about the newly announced league. September, Saudi Arabia? September is the expected launch date for the new boxing league, and rumors have the Saul, Canelo, Alvarez vs. Terence Crawford superfight anchoring the event. With Turki Al-Sheikh running things, you could never discount the possibility of him throwing a Usyk fight on there too just to make things bananas. With TKO in charge of the purse strings, though? We've watched the EBITDA-obsessed corporate leadership wring all the juice out of UFC's pay-per-view offerings that they can, leaving cards pretty dry past the